Welcome to Nina's Science Show. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, polymers. So polymers are lots of little groups, chains of repetitive molecules. And what is a polymer? Slime. So before we learn about slime, we have to just learn about three states of matter. So solids are something that has a shape and has a volume. So these don't change shape regardless of where I put them. They will hold their shape and they'll hold their volume. This is water. Water is a liquid. So liquid has this one volume, but it changes shape. So this can go into my hand, or it can go all over the floor. That's okay. That's a liquid. And the third state of matter is gas. So gas has no set volume and no set shape. How do we know gas? Well, we can just go, and if it were really cold out, you could see my breath. That's the same as this and the same as the water all over the floor. So those are the three states. Polymers are a state in between. So there are a few other states like plasma, which I will let your teachers talk to you about when you get to that age. But today we're going to do polymers. Okay, so the first kind of polymer we have is Jell-O. Jell-O starts off as a liquid, but then when you cool it, it becomes similar to a solid, but it doesn't really have its own shape. If you zoom in here, you can see how the shape changes. I'm sure you have this at home, and you can make that on your own.
Cut.
The second kind of slime we're going to make is a slime that is popular from Dr. Seuss. It's called Oobleck. Oobleck is just made with cornstarch and water. So you put in a good amount of cornstarch into a bowl. Add a few drops of coloring, food coloring, and then add water. So if you look here, we have a nice chunk of Oobleck, and it feels like a solid. Look what happens when I let it melt. So that it's behaving like a liquid. But then if I take it, I can make it into a ball and it becomes hard. What's really fun to do with this is to have it on the floor and step on it. You should do it outside because it kind of makes a mess, but it's not harmful to the environment at all. So what's really fun to do is to take the Oobleck and put it in a bowl where you can step in it. So what you do is you put it here and you step on it really hard, and it's just like a rock. But then if you just sit there and relax, you'll soak right into the container. That's our first example of polymers. We're back. We cleaned up after our first slime, and now we're ready for our second slime. For the parents in the audience, there's a reason why we're doing all of this outside. So these two slimes that we're going to make are glue-based slimes. So you can use Elmer's glue. I have a really big container of Elmer's glue, but just one bottle is fine. This one is going to be made with contact lens solution. Not every contact lens solution works. It has to have boric acid in there. This one will be made with borax. Borax is a laundry product. So if you have some of this, you can use this. If you have this, you can use that. So for the glue-based slime, with the contact lens, you have a few ounces of glue. That looks good. And you add a few tablespoons of the contact lens solution. All right, we'll just add it. Perfect. And we mix that all together. Oh, we need baking soda. So this is mixing all of this together. All right, that looks nice and mixed. Maybe we'll add a little bit more. Okay, then we take a teaspoon of baking soda and we dissolve it in water. You have a cup of water with a little bit of baking soda, about 2 tablespoons. There you go. And we add some food coloring. So we will make this one blue. Perfect. Now, while we're stirring, we want to mix this up, and as we're mixing, you want to slowly add the baking soda solution. And as you can see, it starts to become slimy. So the more water you add, the more watery it becomes. The more contact lens solution you add, the more slimy it becomes. And you can make this to a nice consistency. Videoing.
So is Roscoe now number 2? Roscoe's now elevated in the rankings?
This is our baking soda and contact lens solution slime. And you can adjust the ingredients to make it as slimy or as not slimy as you want. Go. All right, this is our second glue slime. Here we have a mixture of borax and water. Here we're going to make glue. Oh, I'm going to need some water for this. And a little bit of water, less than a cup, maybe a half a cup of water. And I had some food coloring in here. And then we want to mix that all up. And then we put in a little bit of either shampoo or baby soap or something like that. You can use dishwasher soap. So we get everything here mixed. And then slowly we're going to add the borax solution. So if you come closer here, you can look here.
Oh my God. This should be like a clapping. Oh my God.
So this is
Beautiful.
the borax slime.
Beautiful.
And that's in contrast to our other slime that we made, which is the other glue slime, which is from, you can bring it here, which is from the, thank you. So you see how it came out? It came out and it took the shape of the cup, but now I can stretch it and it changes shape. So it has some of the properties of a solid, some of the properties of a liquid. This is the same thing with this one.
We're going.
Okay, so this slime is acetone slime with styrofoam. You can have any styrofoam works. So what you do is you take the acetone, and this is very important. You need to have a glass container. Do not use plastic because the plastic will melt. Now, I'm using industrial strength acetone, but you can just as easily use nail polish remover. It may take longer with nail polish remover, but it certainly works. Okay, so you fill up a container, and then you take the styrofoam, and you just push, and it will melt. Once it melts, it becomes this very, very sticky substance that you can pick up and form into any shape you want. You can let this dry, and then it will retain the new shape. So this was one stack of paper cups, foam cups, sorry. So we have, oh, it's melting on my hand. Look at that.
What's, oh,
My hand had acetone on
I
it,
thought your hand was melting.
and my hand was melting the cups. So this ball isn't working quite as well, but it is melting, you see, and it's making this slime. It takes a little longer with this one here. So now we have the foam. These are 2 stacks of cups, and this is the foam right here. And this we're going to make into a little cup. You can put it in like a muffin tin, and then you will have a muffin tin of 2 cups of styrofoam.
Go.
Okay, this is my favorite slime. This is the fluffy slime. So what we do is we add some food coloring, water, and baking soda. Perfect. We mix that all up. Then we're going to add the glue. Yep. Perfect. Mix that well. Water with the glue. And then we add a lot of shaving cream. It says 2 to 3 cups. So in we go. That looks about 3 cups. All right, now this is a fun time. So we mix it all up. We get a nice pink color here. And then we're going to add the contact lens solution. Make sure this is all mixed up. Good. And in we go. And they say is if it's still too sticky, you just keep adding contact lens solution. And we get this fluffy, fluffy slime. I like adding a lot more. You can certainly do this with borax as well, because that's what contact lens solution has. So this is just a really fun slime to play with. It's so fluffy and so cool. And if it's a little sticky, you just add a little bit more of the contact lens solution until it just comes right off your hands. And you can add it to your hands. There we go. So you see how now it's not sticking to my hands. This is fun. I like it because it's squishy. All right. Okay, so now we're making elephant toothpaste.
He's upset.
Here we have a little bowl of water and fast-acting yeast. And we mix it up until it's just starting to froth. On this one here, we have hydrogen peroxide. You want to have a long container with a couple of inches of hydrogen peroxide. You want to add some food coloring, and you want to add a little bit of dish soap. And we want to mix that all up. Excellent. Now we want to put the yeast all at once into the hydrogen peroxide, and we want to watch it froth up. So this is technically a polymer, even though it feels much more, it actually feels warm. So if you actually feel it, this is a reaction called exothermic reaction, which makes heat. But what this is, it's more watery, obviously, than some of our other slimes we made. But it does hold its shape, sort of, and it is kind of cool to make, but it does make a little bit of a mess. But it's fun to play with. All right, now we have all the helpers here, and they're all showing off their slime. Here is Drew with the glue slime. Karina with the foamy slime. John with the elephant toothpaste. Pedro with another glue slime. Miranda with the Oobleck. And we have the acetone and styrofoam slime. Yay! Thank you to all my helpers! Yay!